Loki can change his size. Loki makes himself smaller. If we look at the top panel, we can see Ragnar is much smaller than Nidhogg, but the next panel, the squirrel is in the air off balance, looking larger, which solves the biggest hurdle of Loki joining the Straw Hats next voyage, as now we know how he can fit inside the Sunny. This brief moment of respite in the fight against Emu also reveals to us some key info about Nidhogg, that over 800 years ago, he was on the side of Emu and the 20 allied kingdoms, until he betrayed them by helping Joy Boy, as Emu calls Nidhogg a traitor. It's not just Nidhogg that Emu knows about though, as the falling snow reminds him of Nidhogg's old buddy Ragnar, who is confirmed to have eaten the mythical squirrel fruit model Ratatoscore. They keep commenting, "Oh, you're not saying it right, bro. I don't care."
I am indeed Ratatosker.
This duo of Nidhogg and Ragnar synergize amazingly together, as lightning is born from ice colliding against each other in clouds. Turbulent winds toss around supercooled water droplets, tiny ice crystals, and soft hail. When these freezing particles violently collide, they transfer electrons. The lighter ice crystals become positively charged and rise, while the heavier negatively charged hailskins sinks. This massive separation of electrical charge builds up until it reaches a breaking point, resulting in a massive electrostatic discharge or a lightning strike. So before Loki fires his Ragna 5 arrows attack, Ragnar creates a massive lightning cloud by violently colliding the ice and snow, generating an immense static charge for Nidhogg to boost his attack power. With Ragnar's help, Loki doesn't just have to rely on his own internal ability to generate lightning, conserving his stamina while outputting even stronger blasts. But Emu isn't gonna sit idle, as he too uses a new attack. He raises his giant halo of 16 eyes into the sky, generating countless Maki demon balls. Just one of these was enough to cook Faivanji 2 chapters ago. Each of them seem to block Loki's arrows, while some even end up crashing onto his wing. This attack turns the entire giant forest of Elbaf into a scene straight out of hell. And if we look at the name of this deity called ZT Mit, I'm just gonna call it Nova Eclipse, as it follows the same demonic theme for Emu as we have seen before, where it's not just his appearance, which stems from an amalgamation of different depictions of the devil, but also his attacks and powers follow a similar logic. This time, it is straight from Aztec mythology. The Aztecs believed that a solar eclipse was actually the Zizi Mimic, physically attacking the sun. If the sun lost, these star demons would plunge the world into darkness and descend to Earth to devour all of humanity, which is what happened after Joy Boy lost to Emu in the Void Century. They represented darkness and fear to the Aztec people. But when I was looking into this deity, first things that popped up was actually about bosses in Persona 4 and Shin Megami Tensei games, which Oda might have played recently. Anyways, coming back to the chapter, Emu absolutely wrecks Loki and Ragnar with his Nova Eclipse. The only thing left for Loki to do is likely use his hybrid form, using Ragnar the hammer as it was intended. Sadly, we move to where Faivanji is. Here, Bonnie is looking out at the battle between Emu and Loki in awe. Even she, a member of the worst generation that punched a Gorosei, says that she is fearful of Emu's power. Lilith has taken up the role of Bonnie's guardian, as the two of them wish to create a new lab in Elbaf to try and fix up Kuma. For now though, Lilith is curious about who Emu might be. He clearly outranks the God's Knights, but he isn't a Gorosei either, as Vegapunk dealt directly with them. Although Vegapunk knew about the existence of a king of the world, this is the first time Emu has even shown himself in the lower world, so it makes sense for Lilith to question who this person might be. Not everything is sad this chapter though, because at the library things are looking up. since all of the books and knowledge of Elbaf are all safe and sound in a secret basement room. Biblo the owl protected all of the books from the fire, and Saul says how mysterious this owl is. With Biblo being around even before Yarul, the oldest giant, this bird might give us some major info about the Void Century after the battle against Imu's forces are over. Sanji, on the other hand, has no time to ponder these questions because Saint Killingham has gone out to finish their mission of kidnapping the kids after being powered up by Imu's omen. He made a big mistake though by not finishing off Sanji when he had the chance. Like, one stab with his trident would have been enough. Instead, he just dipped, saying toodles. In this panel, Loki looks like he ran away while farting on Sanji's face. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments. Luckily, Sanji is one of the more durable members of the Straw Hats, especially with his new Germa science lineage factors starting to become active since Wano. So he locks in, flying after Saint Q, fueled by the greatest of duties, the duty to protect Elbaf, the land of the giant baddies. Bro, every time, man, every time I hype him up, right, I call him Sanji. He says some shit like this. Yeah, we are not stopping the 5-Anji meme anytime soon, chat. But 5-Anji has competition this chapter for being the ultimate simp and gooner, as we check up on Gerd, who last time we saw her had her fingers sliced off clean by Imu. Luckily, Chopper is able to stitch them back on, but she won't be able to use her hands as a doctor for a few months. All of the giant kids and their parents are treated by Chopper. Even if Gerd's fingers were destroyed though, Rodo says that he would have offered his own to his top idol. He seems to have gained some aura points with Gerd, as she has a newfound respect for Rodo, who saved his brother Bjorn. It doesn't last though, cause he says he is high on Gerd, which makes him go back into aura debt instantly. Saint Jeffrey Summers, on the other hand, starts calling himself Super Summers after getting this dude's such a cornball, bro. Super Summers my ass, bro. The name's not just for show though, as he has carried over a giant ship into the Rainbow Road. The only thing left is for Killingham to bring the kids over now, and they can leave Elbaf. Luckily, Zoro is on his way to deal with this bum. Unlike Sanji, who can fly with Moonwalk, he is taking a ride on Goldberg's shoulder. Zoro then clarifies that the reason the Straw Hats are helping the giants now is that Luffy's motto is basically his friend's country is his country. Since Imu is trying to harm his friends, Luffy will fight against them all. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe.